G'day, we're going to look at Sennheiser Ascentium Plus. Now these are around about a budget to mid-range for Sennheiser. They actually classify as budget range, but I think these belong in the mid-range. Now these are what I would say made of plastic, and I have no issues at all being plastic at all. I actually like them because they are light and they can take quite a bit of beating because they don't get scratches easy compared to metal and aluminium. Now that saying, I actually like the fact that also the ability to swivel the ear cups both ways. I actually like that because of the fact that I can actually wear it like this if I feel like it, or I can wear it like this if I feel like it. It's just really nice. And not only that, when I actually wear them, I actually can really adjust them according left and right and make it really thin. Now that's very unlike a lot of other headphones I've tested on this channel where they only go one way. This one can go both ways. So I find that very helpful, along with the nice sort of leatherette ear cushions on there. They're very soft on these here. Now on the top, now this is much more harder, what I would say, silicone feel to it. Makes doesn't have as much foam, but I actually don't mind that at all. It just means that hopefully it should last a lot longer than leatherette. As many years has come by, a lot of my headphones, the leatherette, have actually started peeling. Now I don't hopefully find that this should be an issue with this sort of material, the silicone material there. That's about it. That was just absolutely good. Now as for actual design in terms of what it actually includes, we do have a USB-C which you actually can charge with it, and it takes up to around about 2 hours. You actually get about 50 hours. Yes, 50 hours out of these. These are Bluetooth 5.2. It still be able to do dual connection, simultaneous connection. We'll talk about a little bit later on, as I really love that feature in the app itself, but I'll talk that a little later on. Now it also has a 3.5 inch where you can plug it in. So do have all those nice connection points that you might want or need that you may actually use. So it's great to see that. Now as for the controls of these are touch based, so bring it up to very modern things. Now I myself personally, I like physical buttons, but I have had touch ones, and these still will do the usual. So double tap will actually play, and then you can swipe up and swipe down for actual volume controls, and you can answer calls. You can all do that in the volume controls. Now there is actually one button which is actually to turn it on and also for pairing, and it's actually quite relatively quick. You're looking at around about 2 seconds to actually turn on and off, which is actually really nice. I like it when it's actually on and off very quickly. So that's nice compared to some of the other headphones I've actually tested to have to hold them for, oh, God, pretty much ages. So these are really nice to have actual on and off. Now, as for the actual active noise cancelling, it does have active noise cancelling. It's about 35 decibels, which is pretty much a standard across most active noise cancellation headphones here. Now, these have been improved with the adaptive. So you also got transparency mode. Now with the adaptive that I've actually tested out, it is actually really interesting because with the adaptive here, for me, it is sometimes so natural that when it switches between active noise cancellation and transparency mode, I can't really tell the difference. Sometimes I've got to just really put it on and then lift it up and go, am I actually have active noise cancellation or not? And then I realize, oh yes, it is. It's just bringing out some of the background rumbles there. So when it does that transparency mode, I do hear a little bit more synthesized, a little bit more boost to that, some of the what I'll say vocals than other people just talking to me. So it is a little bit more boosted up. You hear just a little bit. So that's not too bad at all. Not like some of the other ones where I find quite natural or super high boost. These are what I would say just a little tad boost on the transparency level, and just to help you make out some of the actual what's surrounding you. Now as for the active noise cancellation, it is very reactive, and how I always usually test is when I'm actually on the bus or doing some lawn mowing. Anything that's really quick that actually makes that little sort of pop sound or bumps and stuff like that, I usually hear this like echo sounds, or like as if my ears are being bursting a little bit, like that sort of sound, and I don't experience that on these Aquarium Plus. So that's good. So they're very reactive and very quick active noise cancellation on these Sennheisers. Now on the lower bottom right ear cup, there is an ear sensor, and that is really useful when you actually lift the ear cup up, and then it will actually pause your media. So that is on the right ear, but it's not actually on the left ear. So if you do on the left ear, it will still continue off with your media that you're playing. So that's actually something that you may actually like as you go. I know that always on the right here I can actually pause, and on the left here I can just continue on if you really want to still have that media come through, and then also listening out to other people a little bit better there. So that's kind of like a good thing, I think, is to have the ear sensor on one side only, so you can actually choose if you want to actually pause or not. But again, you can also do that with the touch sensor and just let the transparency mode take over for there. And I have walked into my local JB Hi-Fi and also Harvey Norman. They have the electronic stores here in Australia, and I've pretty much listened to a whole bunch of other headphones in this sort of price range, in between $300 to about $600 Australian dollars. And I've listened to these Aquarium plus other brands there, and these are pretty much on par. I'm actually surprised how well these actually held up. These, for me, when I'm actually away from all the other brands here, just to give you a little bit more insight into the actual sound quality of these, I do find them quite airy in the sound, so that's really nice here. For me, I actually do like the more airy sound. It's just a little bit more natural for me. That's just my own personal preference. Now, as for the bass wise, we do have a bit more bass, so it's keeping up with another brand which I see quite very bassy is usually the Bose, which is actually kind of so. But these are really keeping up those Sonys. This here for those good old 1000. So these are really keeping up with that. It's pretty much, I would say these are on par. And I find these actually quite light, about pretty much lighter than those Sonys there. I also find nice dynamics in the mid-range. So they're really keeping up with that sort of price range. And so I have no problems with actual sound qualities of these headphones. As for the microphone, I'll give it a rating of average. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking amazing, and I wouldn't say it's really poor quality. The people on the other end who've actually listened to my Teams call and also phone calls on this have said it's actually all right. It wasn't really complaining. They didn't say anything groundbreaking about the sound quality, and even for the noise cancellation of other incoming audio has been just, I would say, par or average in a way. So it could be a way to say an area that Sennheiser can maybe improve on these, but they could be left for the higher ranges. This is the microphone from the Aquarium Plus. So see how that goes. I am in a noisy environment at a bus station. There are two unique settings or configurations I've never actually encountered before in any of the applications for headphones. And one of the ones is really actually uniquely to me. I really enjoyed this particular function, as this is probably not something that most people do, but because I have a lot of devices on my channel and I actually do test quite a lot of hardware, this is actually uniquely quite a cool feature, and that is connection management. So I can actually go in there. At the moment, I've got about 5 devices that this headphones has been paired to, and I can actually remove the pairing from here, as sometimes when I return the actual device, I actually don't get back to them again. So this is really nice there. I can actually manage the actual connection there, or even just connect 2 at the same time, so I can tell which 2 I like to connect at the same time. That's really nice, that connection management. Now we can also go down to where we call sound zones. Now this is really cool as well. So opening sound zones, you do need to create a account so you can actually do, but what you can do is pretty much just what this called is geofencing. So it can actually work out as you're traveling where you are, and if you can set certain features to turn on, this would be very good. So if, for example, you want to have, if you're at work, you probably want to even maybe in transparency mode for the active noise cancellation, as you probably want to at least hear other people around you. Or if you're then traveling around between work and home on the commute, then you probably want the active noise cancellation turned on at maximum, as that will be very useful. And then we're at home, maybe you don't even want to have any of that turned on at all and just have that up. So this is about zoning and allowing these automated to do their functions, to turn on and off certain particular functions. I think this is really unique and really cool to see. Now, besides that, I might as well just show you this adaptive, so you can actually change the setting here. Now adaptive pretty much just allows it to automatically detect on if it needs to have more active noise cancellation or more transparency. This is allowing the AI to take control of that, but you can switch that off. And then there is also wind noise reduction here as well. You can turn it off or maximum. And then I'm just going to quickly just show you, if I turn this off, you can then set this how much transparency you want by itself. So you can manually override it if you want to. And then this is the touch controls where you can actually set the different touch controls if you wish to change them up. So this is the default, and then you can actually just see what the touch controls are. And then of course with the My Sound, you can then just change the equalizer. At the moment I've got it set on rock, and I've got some bass boost hitting at the moment, and then you can also create some new ones if you wish, but again you got to register. Overall, I find that actually there's Aquarium Plus a really decent range. It is sound quality wise, definitely comes up to that mid-range class for sound quality, and I actually don't mind. Again, these light plastics, I have no problems at all. I actually like them, and it does come with some nice good connections and a nice case with it, which I actually find really nice. But overall, these are really good price headphones for what they are. I really enjoy my time with these Sennheiser Aquarium Plus. Now, I hope you find this video informative, you enjoyed it. If you did, even support my channel, smash that like button for me, share this video, it does help me out. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.